I don't think just because somebody converts that they automatically become active because they converted. I was always active. I was active as a Christian. It's my nature to be active because I believe very strongly that one person can make a difference. And if every one person can make a difference, then you have to be active to show what a difference you can make. So,
is that mainly for you or for the society? Why do you think people need to make a difference?
because if there are issues that have to be changed, if there are things that aren't going the way society should go, I mean, it gets off on the wrong path once in a while. So you have to be a voice. It's a common phrase here to say a voice in the wilderness. And you have to be a voice to make changes and to say that this is not right. You know, it's easy to go along with the crowd, but to stand up and say, that's not right, it's much harder for a person to do that. But I believe strongly in the importance of that. So, where were we?
We're going back to the being active.
To being active.
But you just watch out when
So,
with your hands. No, it's like you're moving the table.
oh, okay, sorry.
When you watch the tape, it will go like woo.
Like, I was active. When I was 8 years old, I was fundraising. That's when I did my first fundraising. I grew up in this small town in Iowa. And so, I was selling Veterans Day poppies, which are little red poppies with a green stem, and you sold them for $1 a piece. And I stood on the corner in Belmont, Iowa, right in front of my grandparents' popcorn stand. They had a kiosk that sold popcorn and candy and so on, little novelties. And I was close enough to the popcorn stands, they could reach out and grab me if
If something will happen.
if something will happen. And that's where I sold Veterans Day poppies. And
Is that something that you saw at home? At home, like your parents were involved in the community?
yes, both of my parents were very involved. And I certainly took after them with this involvement. Plus, I was good at it. If you're good at it, it's more of an encouragement to continue. So I realized that I could sell these poppies. And at 8 years old, I had the largest selling record that year for Veterans Day poppies. So I think when you're good at something and you also realize the importance of it, because before we sold those poppies, they took us and showed us where the money would go. So it was much easier for me to develop a passion for it because I knew the money was going to help veterans and to improve the quality of their lives. So that was much easier for me to do.
So that was the veterans from, it's not from the Second World War.
Yes. World War II. Yep. So,
And then in high school?
well then for the rest of my life I was always active, and I was the president of this and the president of that, and I was always on committees, and I was always organizing people and getting people to be productive. So,
Is the importance of the well-being of people also led you to become a nurse?
well, I think I was attracted to the white uniform and the darling little cape and the hat before I realized how really productive nurses could be. Because I was also very young when my parents asked me many times what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I either wanted to be an airline stewardess or a nurse.
Really, really the uniforms.
Yes, I love the uniforms. So, could be because my older brothers were in the military and I liked to see them in their uniforms. But then when I really realized what airline stewardesses did and what nurses did, I wanted to become a nurse. So I worked very hard for that goal, and both my parents thought the work would be too hard for me. But I grew up in a restaurant and nothing is harder than working in a restaurant. So I went off to nurses training, went to Drake University.
Was that common among your
No,
girlfriends to go to university?
No.
Most of them got married when they were 18, 19?
Mm-hmm. Including my sister, who got married when she was 17. So I went off to college, and in fact, I shouldn't be telling this, but this year, June, is my 50th anniversary from my graduation from college.
Wow.
And I'll be going back to Des Moines, Iowa, to Drake University for our 50th anniversary.
Gives me the chills.
Yeah, right. Me too. But I don't know, to be dedicated and to serve humanity has always been my passion. And I've always wanted to help rather than to sit back and watch